Dosto, good morning. Nice time to talk to you. I'm on my way to Sri Lanka. I've got some work there. I'm flying to Colombo by the evening flight. And before that, I've got to reach Dubai airport at least 3 hours earlier. Well, gentlemen, I'm going to talk to you softly about Donald Trump. Now, you're all aware that Donald Trump has won the election, and he won it very handsomely. बड़ी अच्छी जीत है and Kamala Harris को शिकस्त खानी पड़ी. She has been defeated. And now he's been making a lot of noises. He's been set up his cabinet also. I think there are two Indian origin persons in it, Vivek Ramaswamy and Kash Patel. That doesn't mean they're going to be pro-India. Let's be very clear about it. They're going to be pro-America. And their loyalty is to Donald Trump. But एक बात सोचने वाली है कि Trump has been making a lot of announcements. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. How much is he going to succeed? First, I will tell you that there's the limitation of time. Any American president, after the amendment passed when President Truman was president, is that he cannot serve for more than 2 terms of 4 years each. That is the maximum a president can serve is 8 years. Of course, Roosevelt won the election 4 times, and that's the reason, that the American Senate decided, well, we don't want people here who are going to be serving for 16 years or something like that. We'll limit the term to 8 years. So Donald Trump's already completed 1 term, and he's got another term to go. That's just 4 years, and that's not a very long period in world history. Many of the kings ruled for 40 years, 50 years. Stalin also ruled for 29 years. And there have been people who left their mark, but they served for length of time. Even Hitler, for all his faults, served for 12 years, I think from 33 to 45. And Mussolini for almost 22 years before he was strung up on the pole and given a very ignoble end. So, gentlemen, ये बात है कि डोनाल्ड ट्रंप को तो 8 साल मिलेंगे, 4 साल हो गए and 4 years are left. So what is going to happen now in this just 4 years' time? He's been saying that he's going to take on BRICS, number 1. Now, BRICS is an organization which is set up by 4 countries, mainly Brazil, Russia, China, and India, as a counterpoise to the Americans. Otherwise, there's no point in setting it up. So the Russians were very keen for it. Also, Chinese, they incorporate India into it. I think India is a reluctant partner. And now BRICS wants to have an alternate currency to the dollar. And Donald Trump has made it very plain that the day BRICS goes in for this alternate currency, he's going to play hell into the system, into these countries, put in massive amount of sanctions. He's not going to allow the property, the BRICS to have a wholesale say in what's they're going to do in the future. And they feel the threat to the dollar is going to be something very serious. They're not going to tolerate it. That's the point which I must make with you. That is the first thing. The second thing, let's get it very clear, is that Donald Trump has declared that he's going to have a trade war with China. China, he sees the bugbear, and he's going to put a lot of sanctions on them, and he's going to put duty. In fact, even on the BRICS countries, that includes India, he's going to put 100% duty. Already he's threatened China with 25% duty. So he's going to have 20%, 25% duty, or even Canada and Mexico. So that about just shows his line of thinking. America first, that's what he believes in. Whether he's going to succeed is the point. And I'll say in one line, he's not going to succeed. The Americans tried their level best in having sanctions on Russia. All the sanctions they could click off in the world, they put on Russia. And you talk of Iran, you talk of North Korea, the amount of sanctions they put on Russia is insurmountable. You can't dream of it. But the Russians were prepared for it. If you see, there was a 2018 speech given by Vladimir Putin, and what he had said, we are ready for sanctions, and we want the Western world to put sanctions on us so that we can react to them with all our military might and force and show to the Western world what we really are. So all the sanctions on Russia failed, and Russia has now become a high-income group thanks to the sanctions, self-reliant, and of course they've been helped by China and to a degree by India. So if they failed against Russia, I don't see how they're going to succeed against China, or for that matter India, because we're two big countries. The Indian market or the Chinese market itself can sustain itself on its own. That's the big point. And there's so many countries around the world who are not going to toe the American line, particularly the Western countries with the Western bloc, the European bloc, are already hard-pressed, are looking to China as a lifeline to cling and climb out of the abyss of depression in which they have gone into. England, of course, as I told you, is already finished as world power. And the Americans, no pun intended, have referred to England as a Muslim country, Muslim majority country, because everything is controlled by key people who have the Islamic faith. No harm in it, but that's a fact of statement of life. The third thing which I have to come across is that the Western world has been, doesn't know precisely what they're doing. Now they've issued an arrest warrant against Benjamin, that is Netanyahu, the Israeli Prime Minister, and they issued an arrest warrant against the Russian Prime leader also, saying he was a war criminal. Now, Russia was understandable because it's an enemy country, but I don't understand about Israel. But the chief prosecutor was from the minority community and he's a British citizen. Probably that could have swayed the whole thing. But the Americans have said they're not going to accept it. And though 123 countries have said they are going to arrest Netanyahu if he comes there. So all this shows that there's a muddled up thinking in the Western world. And when you are muddled up thinking, it's a sign that you are decaying and then digging your own grave. And I have no doubt in my mind that the clock is now turning towards the east, and the countries to watch out would be China and India, who are going to rise up. They're going to rise up like the phoenix. The phoenix was the bird, the mythical bird which rose up from its ashes. So that's what's going to happen. And the Americans will have to think twice as to what they're doing. So Trump has got a lot of dreams. And I think if you would have read Harold Robbins' famous book, Dreams Die First. So Donald Trump should be very careful. First of all, he's got 4 years only. And then all the tariffs which he's saying he'll do this and he'll that. And he's going to stop the Korean War. That's another important, the Ukraine War. It's not going to be easy, sir. It's not going to be easy. And because Biden has put so much of fuel into the fire, it's going to burst open. It's going to stop Iran's nuclearization. I don't think it's possible. And he had won his previous term, pointed out Pakistan as a country which was rife with terrorism. It still is. What's he going to do about it? I don't think he's going to fail. So said and done is that Donald Trump is going to fail. And that is the crux of the whole issue. Best of luck to him. There's just a small video, in my opinion, about Trump. And best of luck to him. I hope you like this video. Share it with your friends. Come back for more. In the meanwhile, goodbye and God bless. Thank you.